Alright, now that we're back with me, and I'm sorry guys, I still can't get over the fact how Green Warrior's reaction with Danny Trejo being in the Star Wars universe. It still throws me off too, but it was funny to watch. But now here we come back. Of course, I'm still helping him out with the reviews here. But let's go on to chapter 4. And this chapter is pretty interesting. Still a little bit slow on this, but it's still interesting because even though majority of this was the flashback still, but this flashback in particular actually brought a connection to how he actually saved Fennec Shan from the Mandalorian after she got shot. And that was by taking her to a post basically with other humanoid people and getting her ribs fixed, obviously. And of course she at first when she woke up, obviously gets scared of that because she didn't think she was going to live, honestly. And she said she'll help him do whatever he needs in order to pay her debt. And the only debt really Boba has is getting his ship back. I'm sorry guys, when he said fire spray, I'm sorry, I'm gonna do a little rant. I'm not gonna go too long, but I don't like how Disney basically changed the name of Slave 1 to now Fire Spray. I really dislike this very much. I personally do. I grew up hearing Slave 1. And anyone who wants to argue with me in the comments, because I will stand with Slave 1 and not Fire Spray. So I just can't stand the new change of his ship, okay? I'm not gonna stand it. There, I said it there. Now moving on, because I don't want to go any further than this. But, so, Fennec and Boba go to when he finds out from then, it was taken by Bib Fortuna now, because he thought Jabba was still alive then. And then they see there's too many guards going on in there, and they basically have to sneak in, basically, instead of going in the original plan of fighting their way in. So they do that. The kitchen scene is pretty funny. This honestly, the Chef Jordan there almost maybe thought of freaking General Grievous, and I want to put a freaking, I don't know if anyone's made the meme of basically saying like, oh, this is General Grievous. Anyone wants to know, this is General Grievous. Because of how many knives he pulled out. I was like, yeah, that's right. So that's that. Then this little droid comes out of nowhere after the fighting scene. And the way Boba grabs it and says, who do you know who I am? I am Boba Fett. And literally after that, he shuts down. And it's so hilarious though. But after that, they finally make their way to the ship. It's still amazing to see it. Again, I'm not calling it Fire Spray. No one will change my mind. I'm calling it Slave 1. So, screw you. But anyways, they get that, of course, more guards come in, and some stuff goes out a little haywire, but in the end, Bubba gets his ship back, and now they fly off. And this moment, he still thought that the Sarlacc pet still had his armor, but he doesn't know that he was knocked out from the Jawas, and the Jawas took it. So, he doesn't know that, but they're still going to go to the Sarlacc pit, and of course they do. And it's still pretty gruesome to see, but eventually they had to kill off the Sarlacc from there with his supersonic sonic bomb. And after that, when Fennec had to press the button for that, he says, "Don't touch my buttons." I'm like, it's so funny though. But after that, we end off that flashback from there. And then we go back to the present, where Boba goes back to Garza's sanctuary, and we see Chrysanthemum actually back there. I finally can say his name. I'm sorry guys, I could not say his name for quite a time, but Chrysanthemum starts to cause a little bit of trouble, and it's interesting to see that he is a pretty interesting character. I think he is known in the comics as far as I've ever seen from other YouTubers. I wish I actually knew their links. Maybe I'll ask Green Warrior to link them too, but he's actually pretty known from Garza, and she tries to calm him down, but of course he doesn't do that so well by ripping off someone's arm. And then he leaves. But then we actually get into a little bit of the serious point starting at the end, where Boba starts talking to these other leaders to let them know about what's going on with the Pikes, and it gets pretty interesting though, not gonna lie. And he reminds them all that if we actually don't come together, then I would rather want you all to stay neutral with me against with them, because of course no one wants to point fingers at anyone, and if they do, war starts happening, and that's a war that's probably gonna last a pretty long time. But eventually all the leaders come into agreement. They will stay neutral with each other, and then we actually get to like a freaking Easter egg in the end, with Fennec saying that we may need more muscles and brains, and it freaking ends off with the Mandalorian's theme song, and I'm pretty excited about that, guys. I'm pretty excited. Hopefully it'll be really interesting to see how he comes into play, and if this brings anything for season 3 of Mandalorian, if it does. But that's really all I have for today, guys. So thank you for watching this, and I will see you guys in the next chapter. Bye.